Guys, welcome to Virgo and 7. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. In today's video, we have something very different or something completely new to 7. So we are reacting to Dr. Umar is totally against interracial marriage. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this video to friends and family and tell us what you think about this video and our views. Do you agree with what we say or not? Let us know. Anyway, let's go 7.
So what's interracial?
Interracial. So interracial marriage is basically when someone from, let's say, someone like us two.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Dr. Umar. Are you totally against interracial relationships?
I am totally against it, and I want to make sure you understand why. It's not because... Cut it out, Envy. Cut it out, Envy.
Don't do that, Envy.
We have a name for it.
Okay.
The snow bunny crisis.
Okay.
I'm against the snow.
Do you know what snow bunny is? Snow bunny is basically a white girl. Yeah.
So white is a snow.
You could put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, you could put it that way, basically.
So what about us, like Asian?
You know what? A lot of black people around the world, you don't really see black Asian relationships. It's not out there as much as white and black. So maybe they have a name for it. Yellow, I don't know, yellow bone or something. Yellow bone or something, I don't know.
Bunny crisis. And I want your white listeners to understand. Because people be trying to say stuff like, he's the black Hitler. I'm not the black Hitler. I am in no way interested in hurting or harming the life of any human. White, Asian, Chinese, I believe in respecting everybody. The reason I'm against interracial marriage, Envy and Charlemagne, is because marriage is an economic contract. It's an economic contract. Most women do not marry down in status. They marry up. And if you don't believe me...
So what do you think about that part? Marriage is...
About economic
contract.
I can understand, but I didn't think about that way so far, so I want to listen.
Okay.
Show me a rich white woman married to a broke-ass black man. Have you ever seen a rich white woman marry a broke-ass black man? No, you have not, and you never will. Because marriage ain't about love, it's not colorblind, and it is totally economic. So if marriage...
Alright, one thing that I would say is that I think black people or black man dating a white woman is blown out of proportion. Because in my observation and what I've seen on social media and off social media, white people date outside their race more than any race. I think it is blown out of proportion. Asian women date outside their race more than any race. I feel like I'm an African guy, so I have a different view. But I think this is blown out of proportion, and this conversation is very American. Now I've noticed a lot of Africans are learning, but listen, majority of black people date black people. If you ask my brother, Godfred, and all these guys that I've known, the black guys that I've known, they want to marry a black woman. It's only few. It's not a lot. A handful. I guess a handful. No, few. So I think it's blown out of proportion a bit. White people, especially white men, date outside their race than any man in the world.
Marriage is an economic unification and a contract. How can we, who don't have enough already, give so much to the white woman and to white people who have already taken too much when we got all these black women out here who will never get married? Only 1 out of every 4 black women in America will ever taste marriage, and half of them who taste marriage will be divorced within 5 years. If you want to save the black family, you have to protect it, and in order to protect it, you have...
Sorry. He said, and half of them get divorced within 5 years. So then there's a problem that needs to be solved. Not black people just marrying black people. I'm not saying black people should marry outside to avoid this problem, but I think that we need to solve it. There's a problem. Clearly there's a problem that needs to be solved in it. But anyway.
have to be against interracial marriage. You can't say, I love the black family, but I don't have a problem with interracial marriage. Interracial marriage is eliminating the black family because it is not providing our women with enough available and able black men to be their husbands.
So it's not just white women. You just feel white women, Asian,
everybody. Nobody should be marrying out the race because there's political consequences, DJ Envy. I'll give you one right now.
You understand what he said? Nobody, not just nobody. So Asians should just stick to Asians.
Yes.
What do you think about it?
I don't know, but I don't think it's wrong or right. But can we listen more?
Naomi Osaka, am I saying her name right? The tennis sister.
Mm-hmm. Naomi Osaka, yes.
Naomi, I love the sister, right? She knocked off the greatest of all time, the GOAT, in Serena. But guess what? Who is she representing in the upcoming Olympics? Is she representing Haiti? No, she's representing Japan. So here you have a half African sister, an African sister because there's no such thing as half African, our genes are dominant. So you got an African sister with a Japanese mother, and instead of going back home to your father's blood, Haiti, to represent the Africans in Haiti, you're instead going to represent the Japanese who've never done anything.
This is boo. This is boo as BS. Yeah, it's boo as BS. Because man, let's be honest here. I used to be against this as well. Why are they not representing Africa like Ghana team for the World Cup? But let's be honest, a lot of these countries' infrastructure is terrible. There's a Jamaican player that represented Jamaica, right, for the football team, and he just resigned because the infrastructure and the people behind it are not serious, right? He had to pay for his own plane tickets for the football games. He has to pay for his everything. He has to take the money out of his pocket and pay for these things. You don't see that in England. You don't see that in Japan. In Japan, right? They show some form of seriousness. So I get what he's saying, but I hate it going to show her enough seriousness, financial seriousness and support. Probably not, right? She has to go where the money is. You get what I mean? So it's not as simple as that. A lot of we are in England. A lot of black players are playing for England at the moment. If they were to represent Nigeria or Ghana or any other African team, they would not be serious. There's so many corruption. They are not serious. So they have to go where the money and seriousness is. Simple as that.
For black folks and are part of the Trilateral Commission with the American white power structure. But who taught her to play tennis? Did her Japanese mother teach her to play tennis, or did her black Haitian father teach her to play tennis? Her black Haitian father taught her to play tennis. It's the African DNA. It's the
and I can guarantee you her black Haitian father would tell her to represent Japan. I can guarantee you. There's a lot of black people that would tell their children, play for England instead of Ghana. Play for England instead of Jamaica. Simple as that. And I would tell my kids, whether I'm married to a black woman, I would tell my son, go and play for Belgium instead of Ghana. Not because I'm against Ghana, it's because Ghana is full of corruption and they are not serious. African teams are not serious. Simple as that, right? So it's not as simple as the way he puts it.
African ancestors in that girl that's responsible for her tennis success. But instead of representing us, she gonna go represent the Japanese. Well, this is what you got to deal with when you make mixed race African children.
I think her case is a little different though, because she identifies fully as a black woman. She definitely does.
So if you identify fully as a black woman, Charlamagne, why is she not representing Haiti?
I get it, but that's a little asterisk. Because if because she's putting her money in the black cause, and she puts her money in the black organizations. She got a black boyfriend. Like she stands up for black causes.
See what Haiti going through.
What do you think about this, right? Okay, I'm going to ask you a serious question. Yeah. If we had a son, right? He's good at football, right? China called him up. England called him up, and Ghana called him up. What team would you tell him to play for?
England.
Why?
Because China is not good at football.
Simple as that. I would say England too. Not because Ghana is not good at football. I already gave you my reasons. They are not serious. You get what I'm saying? They are not serious. Simple as that.
You know what?
I don't even know if Haiti got a tennis team, so I don't know, to be honest with you.
They don't have to have one. She will win the whole thing. But here's the point. If you look at the political situation that America and France has Haiti in, that they've been in since the Haitian Revolution of 1791, if you look at the fact that the children are being raped, robbed, stolen by whites, if you look at the fact
so let me also give you another history. The reason is, like I was saying to you here earlier, like, I know this mentality, right? It sounds very new to you, possibly, right? But the thing is here, in America, especially in America, the rest of the world, wherever black people are, we have the same feeling, but not as strong as America. And the reason is because America is so obvious. The racism is so obvious in America. And it's like, you see how in London, you'll be in Central and you'll see blacks, white, mixed up. America is not like that. If you come to my area, right, you will see so many people mixed up. I come here, there's so many people mixed up, Croatian, whatever. But America, you could go to one area and it's only black people. You could go to another area and it's only Chinese people. It's more like predominantly Chinese, predominantly white, right? So it's like there's more divide in there. And obviously there's a lot of history. They have a very strong history of racism and slavery and of being oppressed and different stories. Even Asians in America have their stories too, right? So that's why he thinks like that. You understand? All right.
America and France have sabotaged the Haitian economy and the Haitian society. If
it's getting a bit more political. I don't think you understand this part. So
I'm not saying she hasn't. To be honest with you, I'm sure
she hasn't. What? She not representing Haiti.
She have not represented Haiti.
Let me get you somewhere you can understand.
Her father who taught her how to play tennis in the first place. If it wasn't for a Haitian.
Okay, not football. I'm going to give you another. What is China good at? Chinese are good at what? Olympics. What are China?
Ping pong boy.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's a good one. If our son was good at that, what would you?
Yes.
China.
Yes, of course.
Why?
Because China is good at that. But I also thinking about China also.
Say it. Let's say it.
Racist of black people.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
Yeah. So maybe.
Maybe not China. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's fair. That's fair. Listen. The thing is, I get what you're saying. So you would want your son to represent England. Yeah, and that's fine. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we have to look at reasons, and before people say whatever people might say, it's just there. I'm from Ghana and I see the corruption. You get what I'm saying? Like the money that they're supposed to be is supposed to be for the players. You will see the president here will just keep the money. They will win the trophy here, and the president will just the president of football, not the president of the nation, the football association. They will just delay payment. You don't see that in England. You get what? You don't see that in Europe. So why you might not see that in Japan too. So why would she represent Haiti? I'm not saying Haiti is the same, but I think all black people around the world are quite similar. The nations, not the individuals, the nations are quite similar. Especially what happened to that player in Jamaica. So I'm assuming more than likely Haiti will be like that. So yeah.
Other Charlemagne, she wouldn't be in that position. She is even responsible for you being who you are. If a European Jew is born in Africa and he plays tennis, is he going to represent Africa or is he going to represent Israel?
Probably Israel.
This topic is deep. I've had this debate with my brother, and my brother was right. Now, a few years later, I'm understanding. It's about the seriousness and infrastructure. Seriousness and infrastructure. Even a lot of you black Americans here, if you were from Africa or Haiti, you would not represent Africa or Haiti. You will represent America. And a lot of it is not because I just want to be for America. No, a lot of it is because of what you've witnessed. You get what I'm saying? I can guarantee you, if African nations build themselves, showed some, not even build themselves, if they showed some form of seriousness, no corruption in football, no corruption in any type of sports, and they showed some form of dedication, trust me, a lot of people, this conversation, this part would not even be talked about. But unfortunately, it's a problem. I'm from Africa, so I know. And I've known Jamaicans and Caribbean, people from the Caribbean, that are telling me a lot about these athletes, these sprinters that don't get treated like how they're supposed to be treated. That's form of respect. So, come on.
Thank you. So it ain't got nothing to do with where you're born. It's where your loyalty is. And until black people get organized, fellas, many of our mixed race children are going to identify with the other race because they doing better than we are.
Maybe she'll.
I feel like he's contradicting himself in a bit. He said, but I agree what he's saying. Until black people organize. Now, organize doesn't mean we should marry each other. We should just marry a black person. I'm not against that, of course. This is an American thing, like I said. This is an American thing, right? A lot of Africans, or even a lot of black people around the world, maybe besides America, are getting married to black people. This is blown out of proportion. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, if we show some seriousness and, like he said, being organized, they'll represent us. If Ghana shows some form of seriousness in football, right? No corruption, everything well organized, I would want my son to play for Ghana. I don't care how much England are paying him. I would convince my son to play for England. But I know that Ghana is not serious, so I'll convince him to play for England. Simple as that.
It is, and take what you're saying into consideration.
She will. I'm not knocking her. I just want you to show.
So, what's your overall conclusion? What do you think about this video and what I said as well? What do you think? Do you think it needs to be that way, or you don't think so, or what do you think? And then we close this.
I mean, it's not about races and not about color. It's just about be free, fall in love with someone.
Okay, I agree, and I've known black girls that were made fun of, right, for their skin color, for their weight or whatever by black men, right, that ended up with a white person. Their whole life they were made fun of, and then boom, as an adult they end up with a white person. I don't think it's fair to tell this black girl to go and marry a black person. I don't think it's fair. If she's seen how black men were made fun of her, and not just black people, white girls, Chinese girls, whatever, it's not fair to say this to her. This conversation is complex.
Even you said like just black need to marry to black and Asian marry to Asian, but when it happens, when like we meet each other and they just happen for natural happens. So you can't just like to thinking about so many rules, they're allowed or not allowed something.
But do you know what he would say? You know what he would say to this conversation? He would say, well, couldn't you find someone else, another Chinese person that could have been natural, you could have been natural with us? So that's what he would tell me. He would say that.
Okay, so you need to find another.
That's what he would say. He would say that, well, you say you guys just met. So he would say, there's 1.5 billion people in China. You're telling me not even one man, you were not. That's what he would say.
Yeah, you can find it.
But I know what you say. I'm just playing. But I know that's what he would say. Like.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, thank you guys. Tell us what you guys think about this video. My views and her views. What do you think? Do you agree with what he's saying? Do you disagree with what I'm saying or what we're saying? But in my opinion, it's not as simple. It's a very complex topic, right? And the only people that to me will agree with him are super pro-black. And I know pro-blacks that I disagree with him with this conversation. Or you just kind of like, to me, I don't know. I don't want to give my opinion about this, but tell us what you think, guys. Before we close, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.